Yo, team playing as Portugal, which I think is the highest ranked country I've never played before. Also, it starts out as an interesting position, being the only country I know of that starts the game out with a negative balance that isn't easily solvable. I mean, you can give to very high taxes, but with 6.8 SOL, I don't know how good of an idea that would be. Also, we have a Macau treaty port, which might be a little bit useful. The only country that sets out the Chinese treaty port, and all but UK is going to be one that gets one reasonably easily. However, our balance is not nearly as bad as it looks because if we just pass per capita taxation, our money will, from taxes, will over double, which will be very huge. So we're going to need to try to get onto that as soon as possible. Might want to wait for a peasant movement, but also I don't know if we get one because we're on tenant farmers at game start. So maybe we just grab the PB and try to pass it. We can get a fairly legitimate government with the PB. Can we get armed forces in as well? Hmm. Yeah, this is fairly alright. Can we maybe get industrialist? No. Okay, let's do this and begin passing per capita taxation to hopefully solve the money issue. Now, tech starts out not too great. I guess I'll do stock exchange into Atmo engine like normal. And since we're fairly small, social mobilitying the whole mainland is probably going to be a good idea, along with maybe some greener grass campaigns and a road maintenance. Then I'm going to probably conquer Transvaal. Yeah, Britain no longer guarantees these countries at game start seemingly, so that should be fine. You know, we start out with a connection to South Africa. How can you expect me to not conquer it, right? This is just the rules. If you give me a connection to South Africa, I'm legally obligated to conquer it. Could we? No, Britain doesn't like this deal already, so it looks like. Oh wait, they'd like it more if we remove this. So maybe we do that. This is actually like an amazingly good deal for us. Can we give them an embassy instead of investment rights? And then maybe can we get investment rights of our own? This is actually a good deal, I think. Yeah, we'll do this as our deal with Britain. And get investment rights in them and some stuff. That's going to be super nice. Yep, the new treaty of the Quadruple Alliance. We keep our defensive pact. Oh, could we have upgraded that into an alliance? Maybe. Maybe look into renegotiating again soon to get an alliance instead. Oh yeah, we started out with the ability to form colonies, so I maybe should have tried to compete with Britain for Kenya. Well, I guess... Oh, we need an interest in Zand so we can get our colony that we already have going to actually start going, I guess. And then we actually might want to start rushing quinine quite quickly after railways, maybe. We go quinine to try to make our African colonization work. Oh yeah, what laws do we actually have? I didn't actually take much of a look at this. See, we've got charity hospitals. I saw that. We are starting the game on interventionism, which is pretty good. Yeah, well, we're just gonna beat up South Africa here. Gonna go in on Verstadt as well. Might as well use the newly acquired bureaucracy from conquering to incorporate. It's pretty rare that Britain declares the Opium Wars this early. Unfortunately, we are too weak to have Britain want to call us into the Opium Wars. Okay, we got Reichstadt as well. Places will have terrible state construction efficiency for a while because the turmoil and unincorporated state penalties are stacking, which is not going to create very good state construction efficiency. But there isn't too much we can do about that yet. We just gotta get our per capita taxation so we can actually start making more than like £0. Our economy is not very good on land-based taxation because they removed income taxes completely from land-based. Looks like we're running a shortage of a couple things. I will remove tariffs on them so that we can hopefully import some of them. Maybe I should build some trade centers. That seems like a decent thing to do. Since we have investment rights in the UK, the actual like super OP thing to do is going to be to build some OPM plantations over here in India. You can get crazy reinvestment from this. It's actually like insane because we get like it's 2.86 squared times for government-owned buildings, so you can make some pretty crazy amounts of reinvestment. We're going to need to get per capita taxation going here, though. It will make us actually have money to spend on this. I need to stop subsidizing the trade centers and stuff. It's costing way too much money. I hope the trade centers can stop being so unprofitable. I need to stop tariffing as well, probably. Looks like, why was I subsidizing them so much? I don't know. It seemed like they're profitable. I've like the base subsidizing of trade centers is kind of bad. Britain's about to finish the Opium War, so it's going to be very good for us because our trade centers are having negative world market access right now because of blockading. They should become way more profitable now that the world market access has been restored. We got a national movement of the South Africans. That actually might be okay. It'll kill some of the radicals that are currently down there. We're about to get the taxation law passed, which will be nice. It'll make us stop running such a negative balance. Looks like reinvestment's going good. Yeah, we're getting quite a bit from the opium we're building. You get a donation of knowledge. This event's way better than before because it gives you a university. And now way more of the cost of unis is in the construction cost. So this event is like super good now. Um, it should not be only 12K, surely. Did it lie? Wow. Uh-oh. Wow, Portugal starts out really badly economically. We need to get more money. I think the army is too big, so I'm just gonna like delete a bunch of it, maybe? Oh, we can't delete while we have this national movement going. We could pass cultural exclusion, I guess. Yeah, I'll just pass cultural exclusion. That'll make the national movement go away. And then I'll delete 5 cuirassiers and 5 line infantry so that we have enough money to afford construction. Okay, I think we can afford quite a bit more construction now. Not sure exactly what has changed, but we also have a huge investment pool now, I guess is something that's going to let us build quite a bit of construction, but I'm just, going to probably keep spamming opium in India because it's pretty strong as a strategy. We're getting kind of low on infamy, so I might just go conquer Gaza so we can finish off this, like, little Southeast Africa area. So Prussia thinks they're going to lose right now, but there's a ton of people who are willing to support them, so I think I'll ask for an obligation here, and that'll be really good because we'll just get a kind of a free obligation, which you can use to get plus 30 acceptance on a treaty with Prussia, which might be pretty nice. We could even like form an alliance with them or something, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of confusing why the AI would never or would ever not accept to take on debt. I feel like it doesn't really make any sense unless they make it so it still gives you an obligation, which would be kind of weird. I don't know. And then a couple more construction sectors. Then I think I'll build some trading centers to hopefully fix shortages, and then some opium in India. Always gotta spam that opium. If we had more domestic opium, that might be better. I actually don't know if it'd be better because then we would lose out on or our reinvestment multi would get kind of lower, which is not ideal. This way our reinvestment multi can stay fairly high. I think we might be avoiding doing more conquering after the South Africa stuff for a while and instead just go do some protectorates in like South America or something. I think that would be pretty good. I do need to kind of become a major power again to do that though. Just pass cultural exclusion. That'll be nice. Make our pops over here in Africa a little bit more accepted. So the investment pool is prioritizing privatization instead of buying, or they're privatizing stuff in India and stuff a lot instead of privatizing our stuff or using it in private construction. So running a hugely negative balance. So I'm going to delete some construction sectors that we just kind of can't afford when it's doing stuff like this. And maybe something like this. Kind of still bad. I don't know. We should probably build some government administrations at least to solve the bureaucracy deficit. Well, we're still kind of a minor power in Round Infamy, so I guess I'm going to go to war with Zulu. Would definitely like to do some protectorates instead of conquering, though. Well, our investment pool is huge right now. This is actually like an incredibly big investment pool, but it's all getting spent on Britain seemingly, which I mean actually is going to be really good for us long term, but it's just like not great for our debt situation right now. I own half of South Australia. How? What do I own? Do I own this lead mine? Yep, I own this lead mine and this whaling station. Wow. Amount of infamy again. If I raise mill wages, is that enough? Not quite. We're so close. We just need 4 more prestige to become a major power. Well, I guess I'm gonna try to transfer North Peru and liberate the other Perus, so you get like the unified Peru thing. That might work out. Yeah, I think this will be something we can do at least. And then we can sway Chile with return Antofagasta, so we get a land border. And hopefully that'll be enough to win the war. Maybe we raise conscripts. There's a wildfire happening on almost all of Iberia right now. That's crazy. There's a bug right now where sometimes with foreign investment, you'll get this generic company headquarters thing. If you want to fix this bug when you get this bug happening to you, I just tried reloading, it didn't fix it. What you need to do is cancel investment rights in the treaty and then put them back on. So we need to get back investment rights with the UK. Military access. We could give them investment rights in us, or could we maybe prohibit import and export of clippers, tobacco? I would prefer to just do no tariffs, maybe. Yeah, no tariffs, clippers. Wait, what did I do? Yeah, no tariffs on clippers and opium, and no subventions on opium. Sure, we'll do that, I guess. And okay, I just got the wall of text achievement. Nice. It's actually my first time getting it. I'm surprised I didn't do it before that. Well, I've done it actually in the early access build, but that didn't have achievements working. 5% prestige. Is that enough for major power status? It is. Very nice. After this war, we can try to do some more protectorating of like New Granada or Argentina or something. Should probably bring more troops to the front. You have no commanders. Okay, put on a commander. And I'll go for an Antofagasta landing. Things might actually be bad if the South Peru and North Peruvians go on the front. Well, I guess I'm going to build more construction again now. Hopefully the queue will actually use it. We'll see. I guess I'll declare to Protectorate Argentina. See how that goes. Might need to get some more protectorates in the region before we can invade them, because they do have a fairly strong army, so we might need a bigger navy to invade them. But it should be fine. Well, the La Paz War, I think, is finally over. Nope, they don't quite want peace yet, but soon enough we will be able to make peace, because we have occupied all the land. Okay, we get the ammo engine event. Would have been nice if it triggered a little bit later so we get the progress on railways. We should change governments, I guess, because it's not legitimate at all. Yeah, this is a bit more legitimate. We might want to try to swap off of oligarchy or something. Maybe swap off of monarchy? No, that's not going to happen. Well, Bolivia just capitulated, and unfortunately the war gold bricking bug happened, and we didn't liberate South Peru. Also, it seems like Bolivia increased the autonomy of North Peru, so we only got them as a protectorate. So, overall, could have definitely gone a little bit better, but it didn't, so too bad. Now, we can join the British bloc, or we could try to create our own, which I think might be pretty interesting, because, I do kind of want to try out a religious convocation, because, it has a pretty strong bonus of plus 5% birth rate, which, is definitely worth something. Well, I guess I'm going to protectorate Uruguay so we can get a land border with Argentina. We can use the new invasion feature to use Uruguay as a staging ground to get into Argentina. Guess I'll declare a protectorate war on Chile. Gotta go for all these easy South American protectorates, because we don't have too much else we can really do with our tiny army. We are building some ports, because our convoy right now, it's not very good. We need more convoys to make our supply network strength a little bit better. Probably even more. Yeah, we really don't have that many convoys. Okay, just got Uruguay subjugated, so now I'm gonna do an invasion on, I guess, Corrientes, so that it doesn't do any front spaghetti. Actually, it won't anyway. So actually, I'll do into Santa Fe, I guess, because I remember front spaghetti isn't a thing anymore, and it will actually just be one front. About to be enforcing on Argentina. Next up will be Chile. They actually have a kind of more significant army. We actually still have a stronger army, though, so we should be able to defeat Chile, hopefully. Maybe we'll need to enforce our access on Argentina. Okay, there's Argentina. Now we can use plan an invasion of Santiago. Interesting, Prussia conquered half of Schleswig-Holstein. Feels like that's not a very good strategy. I know the patch notes for 1.9.1 said that they were going to make it so they would complete the Schleswig-Holstein question. This is not how you complete it. It's not done unless you conquer the other half or liberate either half. I'm going to make New Granada a protectorate, slowly working our way through all of South America. Also building up a bit more opium to try to get our reinvestment as high as possible. New Granada's army looks like it actually might be too strong for us to beat, so I'm just going to demobilize for now, and we'll figure out how to beat them soon. I'm going to start building more ports instead of building these opium plantations, because we actually, desperately need more convoys right now due to our overseas countries. This is the downside of conquering a bunch of overseas land. I'm actually going to go egalitarianism after railways first, because proportional tax looks like it's going to be a lot more money. The 10k is a lie, but it's still going to be a lot more. If we look here, it claims it's going to be 7k more, but it's actually, whatever, let's see, it's like 4k less than that or whatever. It's not as big of a jump as it will say it will be, but it still is going to be a jump, I think, because we have a ton of foreign ownership in the UK right now. We have 121 manor houses, 68 financial districts, 11 financial districts, 59 financial districts. Got a lot of buildings throughout our country. Maybe a bit more over here. Not that many, but I mean, actually a decent amount of manor houses. These probably are mostly owning our buildings. Yeah, just a tiny bit over here in India. You know, for a second, I was really confused about why there was so much local workforce building ownership here, but then I realized it's because when Britain crushed the Sepoy Mutiny, it disbands the East India Company from their list of companies always. So that's the reasoning. They got Baclav Von and Co. That's so good. That's so good. Wow. We really need to try to get a company going, actually. We should maybe have gone for corporate charters. It's really tough to decide what tax. Maybe go corporate charters before pharmaceuticals as well. Really tough to decide what techs are good. We got so much investment pool. I guess I'm just gonna build like a bunch more construction sectors to hopefully drain the investment pool. Yeah, just gotta build like a lot to try to drain it. Got a lot of money to spend. These greener grass campaigns are probably a waste. I guess I'll remove them and maybe put road maintenance in Beira. And can we get a consumption tax that's pretty good here? Sure, luxury clothes. Peru, Bolivia, you're next on the chopping block. These guys are strong too. I should probably stop attacking strong people. I shouldn't immobilize for this war, probably. It's probably not really that winnable for us. I don't know. Pretty tough to beat Peru, Bolivia. I mean, I guess we could enforce mill access on our subjects and maybe win. But then they'd be very disloyal. They're already pretty disloyal right now. Kind of need to like get that economic dependence up a bit more. My GDP ownership in India is kind of crazy. 26% of West Bengal. That's like 4 million GDP or something? Not quite. 3 million maybe? Quite a lot of GDP I own over here in India. Yeah, wow. Quite good. Should probably pause construction and let the private queue handle things for a little bit. This is a little bit too much debt. Ports aren't employing. Guess I gotta subsidize them. Kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Gotta get that convoys going. Very much lacking convoys, which is a big problem for subject liberty desire and stuff. I must establish pop maxing the great religious convocation, increasing our pop growth from 0.82% to 1.07%. It's roughly 0.25% almost always, because if you do the math, it's like 5.4% is the base birth rate, and that would be 0.27%, but you have some pops that are over 10 SOL, of course, and so get lower birth rates. So it's roughly 0.25% unless your SOL is significantly above 10. I'm contravening the treaty now because of the power block thing. Well, we gotta fix this somehow. Apparently we can't remove the no subventions thing for some reason. That's really weird. How do we fix this without ruining our economy? I mean, we could trade Britain some money, like £5,000 or something would probably be enough. That's really not a huge amount of money for us. Is there any goods that they would want from us? No. I guess I can agree to not colonize La Plata. I don't think I was planning on colonizing La Plata, because it's not a colonizable region, I think. Something like this. 2,000 a week is not that bad. Okay. Get our treaty back. Although we don't have the defensive pact anymore, but we at least have our investment rights in the UK. So I want to take over Spain by attacking Spanish South Cameroon, but first I want to get in alliance with France. So I'm going to grab some enlistment efforts to make our power projection not look like the worst thing in the history of power projections. Just get a couple of lancers here, and that should be enough to make our alliance acceptance go up quite a bit, from negative 135 to negative 45. Now mutual trade privileges and stuff, and then a non-colonization agreement on North Africa should be enough to get ourselves an alliance with France, which is very, very nice. Now I'm just going to attack Spain for Spanish South Cameroon. Then I'm going to be calling in France soon. I'm just going to move my army over to Iberia, I guess. I will remove these conscripts to make the Spanish less mad at us. Now, France, I want to call in with a war goal to make an extra primary war goal. So it'll cost us like 50 maneuvers for our stuff. So Anything under 30 will be good, I guess. Looks like these are the only things they want, so I'll just give them in Cuba, I guess. And then now I go for my war goals, which are going to be, where is it? Galicia and, what's it called? Asturias. And mainly we want Asturias, but we just want Galicia to have a nice connection there. The reason we want Asturias is it has the Great Duro y Campagna Company, which I can definitely find. Here it is. You can see steel, coal, and iron, and prestige steel, so it's going to be really good company to try to get our hands on, which is why we're, of course, going for it. I guess I will primary the Wargle. It's 9 infamy, but they're worried, and these Wargles really aren't that the primary Wargles really aren't that bad, so I kind of think they're kind of likely to back down, so I will just primary Asturias here. My trade centers are incredibly profitable, so I really want to get these built. Problem is, like, interest is kind of killing us here. We have so much investment pool, but we have so little actual government income. Our GDP ownership in Britain is, like, getting really good from that huge investment pool, though, so that's kind of nice. And we can get it back as government income at some point via proportional taxation, and even right now we're getting some of it from income taxes on the financial district population. We have 187 financial district levels, which is quite a lot. You know, this building's running in, what's this positive balance here? Take a look at 35k and 23k in wages. I really wish that we had some sort of way to pass prop tax. Shouldn't have gone egalitarianism without thinking about that. Maybe we actually research labor movement after quinine so we can try to hope to get a labor movement to spawn. Interesting. Britain has a humanitarian historical character. Well, I will definitely invite them, and we'll see what that does. Looks like they... Wait, they said it was going to join this movement. What did they actually join? They actually joined the radical movement. Okay, well, that is certainly a little bit interesting. Definitely, I think they're going to be too late for multiculturalism. Actually, they're only 33 years old, so maybe not. I'm invading Puerto Rico because apparently it doesn't count for investment rights in Cuba to occupy Spanish capital, unlike all the other war goals against subjects, which seemingly have this fixed. Looks like they didn't fix it for enforced investment rights, so we gotta occupy this little place of Cuba or something. But I think we should be able to occupy it pretty easily. I will just grab 4 generals to try to make sure this push goes by as fast as possible, because we need to get here before they can defend it, really, or else we're kind of screwed. But we do manage it. Okay, now Spain is capitulating. So we can get all of our war goals. And very, very big, nice Portugal. Waiting to establish a company till we can establish Duro y Campagna. We should be able to establish it fairly soon. We just need, what's it called? We just need to incorporate the state and build 5 coal mines there, I guess. Which, yeah, I guess negative 90% state construction efficiency. Might want to do some stuff to try to fix that. I'm going to do violent suppression and road maintenance in Asturias so that we can then build our 5 coal mines that need to get built there for the company. And companies are super good because we can get the investment rights charter, which will mean we can actually use Great Britain's investment pool for our company as well, which is going to be real nice. My reinvestment is pretty huge. We got 240,000 reinvestment, which I think is, you know, pretty solid. Financial districts are almost passing up opium as my #1 source. Actually, it's kind of surprising that they haven't already, considering I haven't built much opium in China or in India in a while, so pretty surprising. We've got 260 levels of financial districts in Extremadura, another 111 in Beira, 18 in El Antejo. Got quite a few. I wonder how much we have in total throughout our country. Should probably upgrade steel mill PM. 450. Pretty good. Yeah, so we got like half of them in Extremadura. If we were to get prop tax, we could be making so much money right now, but we just actually like can't get on prop tax. Oh, I'm actually researching labor movement. I don't remember doing that, but good idea by Connor to do that. Have we incorporated Asturias yet? Oh yeah, we have. So let's quickly establish Great Duro y Campagna, the greatest company of all time. Okay, it has logging camps as an industry right? That is insane. Trade privileges, investment rights, and I don't think we need to give it monopoly rights that badly. Anyway, this is gonna be a super nice company. Steel, coal, iron, logging, and trade centers. Insane company there. Should probably build some more construction. We're actually like just running kind of too big of a positive balance. Yeah, max out Galicia, start building in Alentejo as well. Good old Duro y Campania, building tons of levels. It's already up to 48, and we like just established the company. Yeah, we like just established this, and it's already that big. It's crazy. It doesn't even have monopoly rights or anything. It's just growing like normal. Very nice. Has it established a regional HQ in the UK yet? Let's take a look. Not quite. Okay, unfortunate. We still have investment rights. No, we don't have investment rights in the UK. Interesting. Okay. Well, we want to try to get investment rights in the UK back, I guess. That's really bad that we lost investment rights in the UK. Hopefully they aren't nationalizing my buildings or anything. That would be very bad. Should probably try to get those back as soon as possible. Yeah, we need investment rights in the UK. They're so good. Investment rights. We could give them investment rights in exchange. I don't really want to do that though. I will give them the maximum amount of money of 7,500 and non-colonization on the Nile, La Plata, and no subventions on, or let's do no tariffs on opium. Sure. Okay, Britain. The agreement between Portugal and Great Britain. We get our investment rights back in Britain so we can steal their investment pool with our amazing company. It's already trending towards 100 prosperity. Very nice. We can get our refined steel prestige good, except we actually need to be in the top 3 prestige good producers for that, or we need to be in the top 3 steel producers for that, which is going to be a bit tricky, but I think we can probably do it. We need 800 steel. At least we don't have to become number 1. Great Britain has so much of the world's steel production, that's actually crazy. But we should be able to pass up number 3. Yeah, probably pretty easily. I should start raising conscripts and then actually like fight the countries we've been at war at for like forever with. That would probably be a good idea. I'm gonna try to pass no health system so we can get onto public health care. That seems like a fairly solid plan. Spending a lot on construction right now. Might want to pause this fairly soon. Just wanted to boost our investment pool with a bit more opium, but yeah, you can't afford this. I've got a big enough army that I should probably start going into Peru, Bolivia now. Finally finish off these wars so we can get a bit more mandates. I guess I'll spend my first mandate on food sanitization 1. Well, trying to get rid of healthcare is not going well. It's not going well at all. I need to like get the trade unions or something to help me pass public health insurance. I have success chance for it. Oh wait, we have the labor movement. Oh, I should really be going proportional. Yeah, it's only 9% success, but I'm gonna go for it. Oh, we finished off Peru, Bolivia. Now I'm gonna go for a good old New Grenadans. Oh, I've passed Prussia as the number 8th great power, or GDP in the world. Unfortunately, it looks like it's gonna be a while till we can pass up the next person, which looks like it's gonna be Austria. With spamming opium, we've got a little bit more reinvestment, almost 300,000 reinvestment. That's crazy. You've got regional HQ in the UK and in India, so hopefully those will start doing big things. It is going to be a little bit probably, but these will hopefully slowly steal the British investment pool into giving us ownership of their buildings, which is very nice. Still not unlocking bulk trading is kind of annoying. Definitely would like to be able to use that extra trade. I don't think it's worth researching though, and we like need to go for steel frame and stuff. It's kind of like barely not, I feel like. Can we go for Venezuela? Netherlands, Spain. Nobody too big is likely to side against us. France really doesn't like us. Did we lose our alliance already? I don't know what happened to it, because it looks like maybe the binding period actually ran out. Yeah, that doesn't look great for us, unless we could maybe beat up Spain again, but I don't think we have a big enough army to beat up Spain again. So, I really would prefer to not gain that much GDP. What in the world? How did Guatemala get the Yucatan Peninsula? What? Well, I don't really have anything great to attack, so I guess we'll have to actually, get some more pops and let's increase our ability to gain GDP, even though kind of want to stay low GDP for the reinvestment multi. Guess we can't really do that, and we're just going to have to conquer Zanzibar. Franchising, my second achievement of this playthrough, because of course the Russia run achievements don't actually count because the game wasn't out yet, so the achievements weren't on Steam at that point. So I'm sure some of these probably got completed in that run, but they didn't actually count. We got quite a bit of investment pool here, but we just like can't really afford government construction very much. We got so much investment pool here, but it's all getting prioritized in, like foreign lands and stuff. Can we beat out Baklav Vonenko for the biggest company? They've got quite a few levels. Yeah, they've got a lot of levels. We gotta get a better company. I don't know how our company's doing worldwide. And it's the third most profitable company in the world, apparently. For some reason, the Chinese pops really want oil. Did they somehow get an obsession on oil or something? No? I'm so confused why they want so much oil. My regional company headquarters in the UK is expanding very slowly. I wonder if it's because they have a company that has the same industries. That might be a good explanation for why it's not growing, because like even like Paraguay and stuff is growing way faster. Just passed proportional taxation, which means we now have like infinite money. So I'm going to expand construction a little bit. We actually will have steel frames soon, so maybe I shouldn't be expanding it that much. Well, steel is very unprofitable. I guess iron is super expensive in our market, so I'll try to build some iron. Although, maybe I should just build trade centers. Should probably just build trade. I shall complete my colonization of Southeast Africa with the annexation of Madagascar. The Canadian GDP is kind of insane. Lower Canada has 10 million GDP. Upper Canada has 7 million GDP. New Brunswick has 6 million GDP. Nova Scotia has 4 million GDP. Columbia District has 10 million GDP. Hudson Bay Company has 2 million GDP. It's kind of insane. Some of the Australians don't really have nearly as much, but the Canadians are doing insane. I'm gonna give public health insurance a try. Stall chance looks pretty bad. Hmm. How many radicals are we getting from like low legitimacy? 21,000. So it's like 200,000 a year. Surely it can't be that bad if I just put like everyone in government. Surely. It's 55,000. That's like 600,000 a year. Not great, but it should help the stall chance and increase the success chance a little bit. So we're gonna do it anyway. I finally got bulk trading. Let's go. You really needed bulk trading. Hopefully that'll make our trade centers better, except it's not going to. But, we could wish that our trade centers would stop having zero productivity. Just dropped up to standardized filing system. Now I can go up a little bit on institutions, maybe like this. Definitely like to get some more colonization going. Definitely haven't gotten as much as I would like so far. Portugal starts out with fairly low incorporated pop, so it's a bit tricky. I wonder what our GDP per capita in our incorporated states really is. Like, yeah, it looks like it's quite a bit higher than our real GDP per capita, something like 2 or 3. Yeah, actually, it's like kind of close to 3 in our incorporated states. Might want to start incorporating some more states. Although, it is 20-year incorporation, so it's going to be a while before we can... Oh, we don't have Madeira and stuff incorporated? Let's incorporate those. I think those are 5-year incorporation, right? Let's take a look at Madeira and stuff. I think these are 5-year. Oh, they're 24-month, actually, right? That makes sense, yeah. So definitely should have incorporated those day one, although I assume there's, like, no people here. Actually, there's, like, somewhat significant amounts of people on these islands, seemingly. Yeah, like 120,000 each. Unfortunately, we are slowly losing our reinvestment multi, but that is just how it be. In theory, we should probably try to stay small, but, like, that's kind of lame. We gotta grow out of the investment multi, unfortunately. Oh, we're finally a great power. That's nice to see. I wonder when we became a great power. I assume fairly recently because cohesion hasn't managed to hit its full number yet. But that is very nice to see that we are a great power. Cohesion is going to be much easier to get now. I really wish that this profit thing wasn't just super heavily influenced by how much your company is paying in wages. Because if we look at our main company here, the theoretical profit here would be like 90K if it wasn't paying 60,000 in wages. The high wages on companies are so annoying. Healthcare, big nice. We gotta start leveling that up. 1.7% pop growth so far. If we can get healthcare up, hopefully we can get that up a bit more. The problem is, as we actually get our SOL up, the pop growth tends to go down quite a bit because SOL past 15 starts reducing your pop growth now instead of it being after 20. I think I'm gonna go freedom of movement. I want to try to get some mass migrations into Portugal. So unfortunately, we haven't gotten that many yet, but I'm hoping we can get some later on at least. I think it's only right that the Dutch East Indies becomes the Portuguese East Indies. It just doesn't make sense as the Dutch East Indies. It's obviously the Portuguese East Indies. Oh, America's likely to get involved against us. That's not ideal. We can probably defend with this army and then maybe land the Dutch East Indies at some point. Didn't exactly know that that was going to happen, but it'll be fine. Netherlands actually hasn't. Nope, there we go. Right as I say that, they call on USA. You can build Victoria Terminus as Portugal because of Portuguese Gujarat. That's or not because of Portuguese Bombay. That is crazy. Probably stop having a legitimate government again. That would be a smart idea, so we stop getting infinite radicals. Yeah, definitely need to try to get a little bit less radicalism because turmoil is a bit of an issue. Is there any way we can make the trade unions happy? Because I would kind of like that a little bit. Could maybe pass census suffrage. That could be good. Yeah. It makes the industrialists big mad, but I don't care. We want that big happy trade unions. Just grabbed a 16 stack. I'm gonna try to naval invade West Java with it so that we can win this war. I'm spending kind of a ton on government wages, so I'm going to lower gov wages. And I should also lower mill wages, I guess. I have the same why is there no mass migrations happening? Did they make the AI too good for mass migrations? Looks like the naval invasion did end up working, and we're going to be able to transfer the Dutch East Indies soon. Yep, there we go. The Portuguese East Indies has been secured. Very nice. We are going to need to build a lot of ports now. We've been lacking like 2,000. That's crazy. Ports are a big problem. I got my first mass migration. What was it? Is North Italians. Oh. It's actually like some pops, seemingly. Let's see how many pops Italy is like losing. Quite a few. Oh, yeah, like 5,000 a week. Okay. It's definitely some pops. Would like to see some more, but it's something. Okay, I think I'm gonna go Freedom of Movement 2. Sacred Civics 2 would also have been a decent option there, though, because it would have helped us keep cohesion up, maybe. Although cohesion keeping up is kind of impossible. Oh, I got a mass migration of French or Occitan into Asturias. Finally, we're getting the mass migrations. I should probably try to get off of migration control so that we can get non-European mass migrations. That would be good. Multiculturalism would also be good, but that's gonna be tough. We could use the minority rights movement to go multiculturalism if we could get off of cultural exclusion. Well, we're nearly past the hurdle where reinvestment is falling off of a cliff and it's going to actually start rising again soon because we're going to hit 50 million GDP. And census suffrage is passed. Nice. Apparently the trade unions are not as happy as I would have hoped. I guess they don't like the royal prerogative being used, even if it advances their interests. Looks like the Progressive Party is going to win the election. Okay. Oh, we have a lot of support for Parliamentary Republic. Oh, we got a Dutch mass migration. Maybe we can go no migration controls. Trade unions don't like it, but industrialists do. And industrialists are going to get a lot of the votes. Okay, the Progressive Party has won the election. Do something like this as the government. Now, oh, it's so bad past chance. Might have better luck going racial segregation into multiculturalism. Or even national supremacy, maybe? I don't know. We really need to use that minority rights movement, if possible. But its support is only 16% trending. Yeah, I don't know. Going multiculturalism has such a high stall chance. What is that? 69, 67%? And our success chance, it will be like, maybe it's doable if we bolster the minority rights movement. What can we get a success chance to? That's suppressing. If we bolster it, we can get it to 19. Maybe it'll be enough. I guess we'll go for it. I've passed France as number 7. It doesn't show it on that screen, but you can... Yep, there we go. Now it shows it as 7th. Looks like it should be fairly easy to get to 4th. Austria's GDP is not much higher. I'm gonna start turning on some monopolies, I guess. You know, it's always good to have some monopolies. No one's ever had any problems from monopolies in real life, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure monopolies always create good outcomes. I should probably start using labor-saving PMs. You know, that would be a pretty smart thing to do. Yeah, yeah. It's lowering our GDP, but it'll be fine. We need more pops. We desperately need more pops. We have very limited peasants in at least these core states. We've got a bunch of unemployed people here now, but they'll disperse into new jobs and it will all work out. Yeah, the peasant situation very much lacks in peasants. Looks like our GDP is recovering fine from that. Maybe it actually didn't really help our GDP much, but I'm hoping that it was a good idea. Maybe it wasn't a good idea. Okay, racial segregation is passed. Oh, I actually haven't researched human rights yet. That's a bit of a mistake. Well, we're not really gonna get migration for the next 2 years or so. Gotta get off of this evil tech as soon as possible. Something happened and my GDP has gone down. This is unacceptable. No. Wow, what? Peru, Bolivia is literally just La Paz, the country. What has happened? Wow, it's literally just La Paz. Why is Santa Cruz so undone? I don't know. I guess the state has gold in it, but that's crazy. They're just like one state country. Wow. Like our GDP is coming back better than ever. We're third in GDP in the world. Very nice. Just need to pass up Ching and Great Britain for number 1 in the world. We're actually, you know, we've been the number 2 GDP bloc for a long time. We're actually number 3 prestige now. We passed up, we were number 5th last time I checked this. That's pretty good. Just need to pass up France and Britain. Britain is, of course, super hard to pass up. Basically, you have to take India. Wait, what in the world happened recently? It's like the same time my GDP started collapsing, India's did too. Huh, that's so weird. Did Britain's collapse? No. France? No. Kind of? Huh. Interesting. A bunch of countries had their GDP collapse, seemingly. Well, that's not the kind of stall chance that you want to see. Not good. We want to, like, get some reformers if possible. That would be good. That would definitely be nice. But I guess, yeah, we'll just see what we can do. Increasing gov wages will make the PV not give 1.5x, but I don't think that's going to be enough to make this much better. I mean, you know, the odds of passing it aren't actually that bad. Well, I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. If you think about it, the odds of this are maybe like, what, 25% that we pass it? I don't know. Stalls can sometimes, you know, give you success chance and stuff. So the odds aren't as bad as you might think. Oh, we got a success on the first one. That probably increases our odds to like 40% or something. Well, unfortunately, we get Sotho customers not wanted. Unfortunate. But it'll be fine. We'll pass this, I believe. We have an additional principle. I'm going creative legislature. It's the only way. 52% stall and a tiny bit of advance. If we go high gov wages, we can maybe make it a little bit better. Unfortunately, we're getting a Portuguese supremacist movement, civil war, which is not ideal, because now the PB are so mad that we can't do what I was hoping to do of raising gov wages. Well, we need to cite a second company. Well, out of the available options right now, I think that I think furniture and glass might be best. Let's look at like what other companies Great Britain and stuff has. Yeah, okay, it's not gonna compete with that. So I think I'm gonna go furniture glass. The tools company is like the other option. Either seem kind of reasonable. Can go lead mines here, which could be nice. Definitely want to go investment rights if possible, but now is not that time. Yes, we got thieves and liars. Amazing. Oh, I had another success at some point? We just need one more success. Great multiculturalism pass will happen. Wow, home goods is actually really good. Productivity in this company is 280. That's actually a pretty insane productivity. If you can manage to keep it at that, that's going to be super nice to have as a company. I can now reduce New Granada's autonomy. That's 12 million GDP. Okay, we'll take it. If I also reduce autonomy in North Peru, maybe I can grant enough states to Peru, Bolivia to reduce autonomy on them? I don't know. Well, that is unfortunate. I'm gonna liberate Catalonia from Spain, because it says Prussia is likely to get involved against me. Or what? Maybe not. Well, I'm gonna try to build up an army, I guess, so that we can try to win this war. Because ideally, I would like to win this war without help, or much help at least. That would be better. But we might just, call some people in. We can call China in for Macau, I assume. Yeah, they want Macau very badly, so they would join the war on our side. We can call Sweden to our side. No, we can't. Well, Prussia might join. Brazil joins. Okay, interesting. Okay, New Granada is gonna fight Brazil, I guess. Should be a pretty even fight. Or no, never mind. Who was I clicking on that had like a super strong army here? Maybe Peru, Bolivia? I don't know. So Prussia has declared neutrality now, so that's good. What I really want in this war is conquering Cuba, because Cuba's kind of insane. It's got so much GDP. Cuba's insane. 16 million GDP. Might want to conquer Puerto Rico as well, so they can't keep their companies. Their companies are kind of small, actually. We don't need to cake them. Now, this front is kind of terrible for us, so we might want to try to get an alliance with the GP. Maybe we just roll it, I guess. It'll be fine. We'll build up the army in time, surely. It so isn't fine. Enlistment. I want more enlistment efforts. And then surely it will be fine. Surely we can defend. Surely we can defend. Surely we can defend. There's no way Spain can beat us. Yeah, negative 53 is not what you want to see, but it will be fine, I'm sure. What could possibly go wrong? Argentina's kind of high liberty desire, so I'm just gonna enforce mill access. And Chile, you're high liberty desire too, so you're getting in the war. North Peru, we'll reduce autonomy on you, and then I guess enforce mill access. You gotta win this war, and Brazil needs to go. Okay, our front's going less terrible right now. We just need to hold for a bit longer, and then all will be good. Oh, we've got a 9 stack here. Should probably use that. That would help out a little bit. Make sure to go defense, though. Yeah, okay, going good now. Might want to build more army, maybe some lancers, so we can push. I mean, we're probably close to shrapnel artillery unlocking at this point, so I'll build some mobile artillery, I guess. Well, time to go for multiculturalism again. Mass migration from Spain while they're at war with us. Nice. Yeah, pretty good amount of people, seemingly. It is gonna swap to being a mass migration from Catalonia soon. Hopefully Brazil will leave the war soon. Yeah, they're gonna leave it in like 25 weeks or something. That's good. We need to try to enforce on Spain, but it's gonna be a little tough because the front's pretty equal. I mean, I can like maybe... Oh, I've got like org problems. Well, I'm gonna split like half the army off from the front, and we'll see if that maybe causes them to attack us, which could make them a little bit weaker. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, due to the org problems, we actually are losing one of the battles. That is pretty unfortunate. Probably should have let the org recover a little bit before doing that. So, we lost our investment rates in the UK again, unfortunately. Yeah, that's kind of really unfortunate. Huh. Well, what do we do about that? Trade privileges. We definitely want trade privileges at least. UK has really low diplomatic stance with us for some reason. Anti-Portuguese lobbies in Great Britain and anti-British lobbies in Portugal? Wow. It must be caused by Britain just constantly breaking our treaties. Britain, why do you keep breaking my treaties? It is so mean of them. How could they do this to me? Non-colonization? No, you hate me, so you... What do you... Why is being cooperative make you not want me to sign a non-colonization agreement? That doesn't make any sense. What? Ottoman's AI is cooking this game. 55 million GDP. They just stole all of Egypt's GDP. Wow. They also took Blue Nile and stuff. So yeah, they actually just stole like all of Egypt's economy. That's crazy. I just noticed I accidentally triggered the Indochina campaign thing. I think this might have accidentally given us infamy. I don't know. It's not a huge deal because I think it wouldn't have given us that much infamy because I feel like we didn't declare this war like 5 years ago or anything, right? So couldn't have had that much of an effect. Anyway, I'm gonna go on the front and start pushing, I think, because yeah, we have a 60 advantage or so. So that should easily be enough to get some good pushes in and defeat the Spanish. We just had an election. I wish I could have a more legitimate government, but unfortunately the Portuguese supremacist movement is not gonna be letting that happen. How angry are the PV? Oh, we could actually make them not as angry so we don't get the stall if we just upgrade gov wages. That might be worth doing, yeah. Well, the war with Spain just ended, and that's going to be pretty nice for us, because Catalonia gets liberated. That's like a little bit smaller for Spain. And much more importantly, we get Cuba, which is a insane state. It's completely insane. I don't know. I mean, I might need to try playing Cuba, because this is pretty crazy. Uh, a huge GDP boost from Cuba. Wow. Apparently, all the Cubans would rather go to Argentina and Galicia. They must not stay in their own country, apparently. Who are we getting a mass migration from? We shouldn't have enough acceptance, I'd think. Brazilians make sense. The Lucophones. Well, we got legislative failures again. Can we please not fail multiculturalism again? That would be good. Um, if you can just like wait 11 months to fail, that would be useful so I can get the extra +1 maximum law enactment setbacks. Oh wait, I should be doing the thing to the PB. That would be good. Yeah, so like right before we do it, do high gov wages. Now stall chance is lower. And we're good. Yeah, that'll surely fix the issues. Yes! Multiculturalism has been achieved! Okay, now I can go Sacred Civics too, which will increase cohesion. And it will make our subjects start losing a bit more liberty desire, because it gives like, what, 0.1? Yeah, 0.1, which is pretty solid. What does level 3 give? Impose same church and state law? Okay. Oh, we're instantly getting mass migrations from India. That's what you love to see. Yes. Very big nice. Very, very big nice. Unfortunately, it looks like one of them isn't really sending many pops, but the other seems to be, so that's good. Yeah, Hyderabad is sending us 11,000 people. I'm going cultural exclusion to make everyone stop being big mad at us, because everyone is very big mad right now. Yeah, now we can get a more reasonable government. Very nice. Hey yo, Catalonia got a civil war, and we get a free protectorate on Catalonia. Nice. Very, very nice. Love getting Catalonia protectorate. Oh yeah, we're focusing on finishing off this Paraguay civil war before we go fight this, I guess. It should be winning anyway, yeah. Big war between UK and Ottomans. Oh, interesting. Ottomans stayed recognized this game because they completed Tainted Map by conquering Egypt. Dang, that's kind of bad, but it's gonna be alright, I guess. Yeah, interesting. So neither side wants to support. That'll definitely be a pretty big war that UK is definitely gonna win, I think. It's kind of crazy that Canada has the third most GDP in the world right now. Even though USA didn't have Confederate states, Canada has more GDP than them. Well, it might have been for me. I guess I'm gonna just annex some countries over here, like Benin and then Sokoto and stuff, and they should give us some more pops, which we can use on stuff. I think we really want to try to get off of legal guardianship onto like women's suffrage soon, so we can get that workforce ratio going up. Oh, we also like don't want to pass cultural exclusion. Actually, that would be very bad. Um, yeah, women's suffrage is only 11% success, but if you get the trade unions in Gov, it could be fairly easy to pass. So let me maybe give that a shot. I do want to get off of. I want to get down to like corporate state probably this game because corporate state is actually really good. Yeah, you can see +1 max number of companies, +1 free company charters makes it, I think, just like the best right now. So Gonna go women's suffrage, and maybe we'll get corporatism soon, and then go for corporate state. Yeah, maybe I'll research corporatism next, actually. Apparently, we're gonna get a Sunni rights movement civil war. That is not very nice, but it's only taking a couple states, so the civil war is probably beatable. Yeah, this should be a pretty winnable civil war. And then we can just remove a couple of radicals from that, which will be kind of nice. It looks like we might be finally getting good GDP growth. Conquering Cuba seems like it was a very, very good idea. Although actually, it's not coming from Cuba. It might just be coming from like multiculturalism, because we're actually like getting a significant amount of migration now. Yeah, we're getting a lot of migrants. Definitely very important to get multiculturalism ASAP. Probably should rush that more when I'm playing small countries instead of rushing like steel frame. Maybe you actually just want to rush human rights. We got gantry cranes, which means I can upgrade ports to industrial ports. And if I shop up shipyards and stuff too, this should be very nice for our convoys, I'd think. Well, the ports are now super unprofitable because Merchant Marine is negative 75% price, but we do have a lot more convoys seemingly now. Oh, we also got our uprising of the Sunni rights movement. Unfortunately, it's an uprising and not a revolution, which means, yeah, it's going to be a little bit tougher. It's not going to get rid of radicals that much when we kill it, unfortunately. So for some reason, the uprising is not putting any troops here. Oh, I guess its capital is Rustadt, so all of its troops are down there. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I guess we need to go send some troops down there to try to deal with that. Hopefully they will arrive before they occupy this whole area. Probably they will. Women's suffrage, very nice. That's going to help with our workforce ratio a ton. It will lower pop growth, of course, but the workforce ratio will definitely make up for it. Oh, they changed it so this only requires controlling one of their states. It doesn't require controlling the capital of the uprising. Okay, I like that change quite a lot. Okay, there goes the uprising. Very nice. Oh, we're out of infamy, so I'm gonna kind of do something small because I want to protectorate Spain soon. But on the other hand, we have Conquer Sokoto. Netherlands is likely to get involved, but who cares about that? Oh, Anti-French League is not what you want to have happen. Let's start improving relations with the French so they don't hate us. If Netherlands win against us, it shouldn't be a big deal. We've stolen the Dutch East Indies from them anyway, so they should be pretty weak. I'm gonna exile PB. We have like a 1 in 3 chance of getting a Republican or Radical. Yes, we got a Radical. That's gonna be nice. And we just got corporatism. So I think it's time. Got that, vulcanization. And yeah, if we just do government like this, I think we can just kind of easily pass corporate state here. Yeah, only a 9% stall is super nice. Okay, it's a bit higher now. But this should be a pretty easy pass on corporate state. And with corporate state, you get an extra company slot, which is super nice. I think this might be my first time going corporate state in a real run. Okay, Annex Sokoto. Very nice newly acquired Portuguese territory, helping to expand our empire. I should try to like colonize a connection between these clearly. That'd be very big nice. Maybe go malaria prevention after vulcanization. GDP is truly starting to explode now. We're already up to 136 million GDP. It's really going crazy. We were having a really bad GDP, I felt like, for a while, but then after we conquered Cuba, our GDP has sort of just been going exponential, which I'm very happy with. I'm building a bit more universities so we can hopefully get more tech spread going, because I do want to get more tech here. I think we're not at like max tech. Yeah, we're definitely not at max tech, so we can definitely get more spread if we just build a ton more universities. Well, we've unlocked automatic irrigation. Swapping up these PMs is going to be pretty good for the GDP, I think. Looks like it's like going roughly flat right now, but actually that's just because we're in a huge motor shortage. Which state of ours has like the least terribly high available employment right now? It looks like Beira has not that many available jobs, so I'll just build some motor industries here, I guess. And probably the trade centers will import some in the meantime to make sure to not have a tariff on it. Okay, yeah, we don't have a tariff on it, so the trade centers Should hopefully import. Oh, we got a corporate state. Very nice. Very nice corporate state there. Yeah, that's gonna give us an extra company slot, which is super nice. What do I want to go for? You know, tools actually wouldn't be that bad. Could also just go birthright company. Hmm. Well, this company kind of looks like best. It's got like similar, yeah, it's got the most building levels and highest productivity, I think. So I think that's just gonna be the best company to go for. It'll also have a new prestige good we can try to get. Steel mills is industry charter. We don't want that. I guess we'll go for lead mines as an industry charter on that company. That'll be pretty good. This company's, you know, one we don't really want to go for because we already have that on Duro y Campagna. We're getting gold reserves. This is unacceptable. I must build more construction to stop the gold reserves. Gold reserves are for noobs who don't know how to build their construction. No! Nice little 36 million GDP subject is now a puppet. That's a very nice income transfer we're getting from them. Maybe not as much as I'd like, but you know, it's pretty good. I do probably want to go for Protectorate on Spain next. Oh, looks like France would be likely to join against us in that. Well, that would be a bit of a problem. Um, I don't know what we'll do to get around that. We could attack some like Puerto Rico, maybe. But France still has an interest in that, so I don't know. Yeah, we need to find some way to dodge France or make France. Okay, looks like liberate Philippines could work, but they might just back down. I just noticed, looks like Britain ended up losing that war that they fought against the Ottomans because Ottomans still control Egypt and Sinai. Uh, Great Britain has been finally stalling for a while. They've been stalling at roughly like 210 million GDP for quite a while. That's super nice for us. We might be passing them in the next couple of years. Okay, rubber prices are pretty low on our market, but I'll be fine. It's only a 2,000 shortage. What's the worst that could happen? Just remove tariffs? Surely we can just import rubber and everything. We'll be fine. I'm also having rubber in the queue, so that will hopefully slowly fix our rubber shortage too. And let's make sure we're on automatic irrigation. Oh, that should be condensing engine pump. And automatic irrigation, and maybe, no, that looks like, okay, it's actually good that way. And we're just in an 1800 shortage right now, but they should slowly go away. That has jumped our GDP up quite a lot. We're actually getting fairly close to passing Britain. Oh, we finally done it! Number one GDP! Maybe I overbuilt construction slightly. Emphasis on slightly, but also not slightly. Also, this is way too big. But like, you know, what could possibly go wrong? Except for the fact that everything is going wrong and I need way less construction than this. Yeah, let's just like delete a ton. Yeah, I built way too much. Yeah, like we don't need nearly as much construction, please. Um, yeah, we can hold this balance, I think. Maybe. It's probably too bad, actually. Um, hmm. Like negative 500,000 should be good. Yeah, okay, that should be fine. Argentina can be reduced to a puppet. Catalonia can be reduced to a puppet. Very nice. Spain is now surrounded. Catalonia almost has more GDP than Spain. Well, it took a little bit to get back to number one GDP after lowering construction a bit, but we're back to number one GDP, so that's nice. Definitely would like to do a Spanish protectorate, but don't think we can beat France and potentially GB. I might want to try to improve with Great Britain as well. Um, I'll rival the Ottomans, I guess. And Sweden. And Belgium. And Netherlands. Then start improving with GB. I'm expanding the Navy because I do want to try to steal the British Raj. You know, that's always a great thing to do. Can't be letting Britain keep the Raj the whole game. That's always a good way to hit number one prestige also, which is, you know, a good goal too. Unfortunately, the Dutch sided against me in this play. You can't actually like call in the British and stuff, but they want some land from us. I mean, actually transferring them Portuguese hero land is not much. Maybe we could use that to call them into war against Spain. Oh, India got their independence from Britain. No! How could they? This is evil of them. Now I can't subjugate them. No! This is actually very cursed. What happened in India? I don't know. What happened to cause Bengal to become independent, but only in East Bengal? That's weird. I'm gonna conquer Bombay because we already have Portuguese Bombay incorporated. Maybe we'll do the same thing with Gujarat. And so we'll just have this instant incorporated and the liberated state penalty. So that'll be very good. I don't know if we're gonna go any further than just these two states, but these two states seem like pretty obvious conquers. Oyo is gonna capitulate. Very nice. Just got malaria prevention, which means you can finally start trying to colonize here. Hopefully that'll go well. Unfortunately, Britain is colonizing a bit faster than we would have preferred, you know. It's gonna make things a little bit tougher. But maybe we can do some trade deals to make the borders look better. Um, like what does Britain like this stuff? Britain actually only likes some of this stuff at like plus 100. What would they like? Portuguese South Cameroon is only plus 20. Portuguese Hero Land is plus 90. And I might be able to use that for something like. Oh, it lets you actually do trade deals like this? Interesting. That doesn't make much sense. You could like trade for swapping pieces of a state. That would be a very good trade deal for us if we could get that to happen. Hey, yo, Persia is a Qing vassal? That's crazy. Qing AI is managing, to do pretty okay. 150 million GDP is definitely better than AI would have ever done in previous patches. Although, I'm guessing it's still on land-based taxation, so it's not really able to grow its economy very well. Yeah, land-based and traditionalism, so it's not really able to grow much. You're gonna mass migration from India. Pretty nice. I think we're gonna go colonial offices 3 here. Companies 3 would also make some sense, but we really don't have that big of companies this game, so I think I'll just go colonial offices. I wonder how big our trade is. We got a decent amount of trade, exporting especially tools and coal and stuff. We're importing a ton of lead actually, which kind of makes sense because our country really lacks domestic lead, although still quite a bit of it is coming domestically. Do we have more total trade than the British? I think the answer to that is yes. Interesting. Nice. We're a great trade empire of Portugal. I wish we could have more trade though. We're going to get the floating harbor. Actually, we're tech spreading it right now. That'll let us get mass scale trading, which will be more trading. Unfortunately, it looks like our trade centers aren't actually using all their trade capacity. Which is kind of weird because I don't think our prices are like equal to the market price of the world right now. We got minus 23% tools. What is market price on tools right now? See here, it's minus 13. So they should be able to make profit using that extra trade capacity, I would think, unless we have like negative trade advantage on tools, but I wouldn't think we would. Can we see our trade advantage? Let's see here. We actually do have negative trade advantage, but it's only 5% reducing it. Why do we have such terrible trade advantage? Embargoes are reducing our trade advantage? Well, Spain, you must become my protectorate. That's just how it is. You have to become a Portuguese protectorate, and then I could theoretically form Iberia. I don't think I will, because, that would make me not say, my name would no longer be Portugal if I did that, which would be so sad. Brazil sided with Spain against us again? Okay, well this time you gotta deal with all these guys, and they should be stronger than Brazil. Maybe not, actually. In terms of army, it looks like maybe all of them combined should be able to beat Brazil, but it's actually kind of close. Spain is getting destroyed by the great Portuguese army, of course, since we have like 10x their GDP. Well, actually like 20x their GDP. They did not stand a chance. Also, Catalonia has passed Spain in GDP. Our GDP, our GDP per capita is actually kind of low relative to like Great Britain or anything. I'm not really sure what the problem is. Maybe it's just that we don't have good tech, or I don't really know what the problem exactly is, but not amazing. We do have, significantly better GDP than, or significantly better GDP per capita than like France. I don't know why France's GDP growth this game has been so poor that even Prussia has more GDP than them. That seems pretty weird, considering Prussia doesn't even have a North German Federation formed yet. Well, Spain is dead, except Brazil doesn't want peace yet, so not quite, but in just a second, Spain is now our protectorate. Very big, nice. Pop maxing grows larger. Britain's been at war with the Ottomans for super long, trying to take Sinai. Crazy. I think they can take the Sinai from the Ottomans. Unacceptable. But yeah, there's not too much left to do. How's the colonization of Africa going? We should probably advance the front here. Um, I think GDP here is pretty okay for Portugal. Kind of would like to be higher, but 380 million seems pretty reasonable considering we didn't conquer any like Chinese states or anything. I mean, we did conquer a little bit of India, but I think that's fairly reasonable. We didn't conquer like 100 trillion pops or anything. There's a revolt in India. Unfortunately, it doesn't want to become our subject. I'm pretty sure this would be not enough even if we swap governments. It's like kind of close, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be enough. I'll take the birth rate company, I guess. We don't really need birth rate at this point that much, but we gotta see how high we can get our pop growth. It's like super low actually, because SO in our homeland states is kind of higher than we would like it to be for maximum pop growth. You need SOL to be like below 15, and it's like 20, which is not exactly below 15. POV Spain joins the Portuguese market. So many Russian pops are migrating to our country right now. Wow. Quite a few Russian pops there. You can see on our pop graph the Russian migration. The great Russian migration is crazy. I want to hit 500 million GDP. That's gonna be pretty easy, I think. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to do the great goal of Portugal, of connecting Angola to Mozambique. I mean, I might have to do some trade state stuff with British Congo. I'll try improving relations with them, maybe. Why is our diplomatic stance so bad? We've got, like, army power projection and naval power projection, but they're antagonistic towards us. Dang. Not very nice. I'm gonna go compulsory primary school. It'll make the trade unions nice and happy. I guess I'll go motor industries. Don't really know what the best company to go next was gonna be. The steel industry charter is not too good. We are getting very close to 500 million GDP. GDP per capita over 4. Well, I've passed 500 million GDP. That's nice. I do just want to hit #1 GDP in the world, but we are like 1,000 prestige below Britain. So the plan is to build up a giant navy of frigates, and then as soon as we research torpedo boats, which I'm currently researching, would upgrade all these to torpedo boats, and that should be able to get us to #1 GP. Some would say your companies can't do well if you don't privatize their industries. Yeah, I wasn't privatizing the industries, so I'm pretty sure our companies just like weren't allowed to buy our buildings or something, because I was looking at the iron mines or no, the tooling workshops here, and only 8 are owned by Portuguese metalworks, which makes me think that I probably made a bit of a mistake. Although, like, they do have quite a few levels, so maybe not, but I'll just, like, turn on a monopoly on tools here, and we'll just, like, see what that does to our economy. I think it'll be great. We'll see. Oh, apparently frigates and torpedo boats are too different, and we can't upgrade. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna disband all these frigates and replace them with, torpedo boats. That is unfortunate, but I guess it's just how it is. Okay. Maybe he just thinks these tools aren't as productive as it was because it's just, not privatizing them seemingly. Interesting. Well, how's our torpedo boat manufacturing going? Got quite a few naval bases in the queue. Looks like some of them are starting to get constructed, but most of them have not gotten constructed yet. Well, that's actually going to be an easy way to hit #1. Or actually, I think we hit it right before government wages went up. But we're now #1 prestige in the world because for some reason Britain lost like a lot of prestige since last time I checked, I think. But yeah, I think this was a pretty good Portugal run. You got like 126 million pops, 570 million GDP. We're #9 GDP per capita in the world. I was feeling really badly during, I think it was this slump here in our GDP growth, but after we conquered Cuba, our GDP growth started being really nice. I think we almost hit 1 billion GDP throughout our block. Yeah, we definitely would have if it weren't for Britain losing the ability, or losing India, so we couldn't transfer India. Looks like there's a rebellion going on in Qing right now. There's no way we can like subjugate them, right? Yeah, okay, it's unrecognized major, so not like missing out on something big if we were to continue or anything. I guess we can actually look at cultures. I assume that these are still majority Portuguese, or not majority, they're plurality Portuguese, but they have tons of migrants into these states because we were past multiculturalism a while ago. Especially Galicia has quite a few. Or no, Asturias has the most migrants. Spanish is not even the top culture here anymore. It's now Portuguese. I guess it's assimilation causing that. Over here in Bombay, we got a ton of Marathis. Bombay has been our best state for a little bit here, I think. Yeah, 110 million GDP beats out Extremadura. Very nice Bombay. Oh, we doesn't even have enough infra. That's crazy. But it's been a very nice state. I built up like a ton of textiles and stuff here. There is some broken regional HQs. Um, this is what our SOL looks like. I wonder if we have the highest SOL state in the game right now. I'm guessing we don't, but we can take a look. Yeah, the highest SOL state is Holland, which is actually the only state that has double nappy bonus of Rhine River and natural harbors. So yeah, that's where I'm going to be ending off the campaign. Goodbye!